and welcome
Hello.
everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Livestream with Restream, and we are super excited to share our spring updates for 2026. How are you today?
You've changed sides. I'm good. You're normally over there, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'm good, thank you. A little tired today and a bit of a headache, but I'm hydrating. How are you doing?
Good. Also hydrating and really actually super hyped up about talking to all of you about all the cool things that we've been cooking and all the new updates that we want to share and we'll build for you. So we went a little brave with the spring-themed countdown. But if you loved it, you know that you can find it among our default countdown timers that you can use in studio. So it's actually available for everyone, so you can have it on your next show if you want to. For those of you who are new, my name is Anya. I lead product marketing at Restream, and joining today with me is Charles. He is our lead video producer. You see him a lot on YouTube, I'm sure, in tutorials and shorts. And this is basically a Q&A, so we'll share some updates that we prepared. But mostly we want to hear from you, get your questions, answer anything you'd like to know. We welcome your feedback, any feature requests. We will direct you to where are the best places to submit them if you really want them to go directly to our product team. But this is really casual conversation where we would love to kind of get your thoughts and ideas and opinions about things. Real quick housekeeping. We are continuing to grow our YouTube channel. And if you are watching us on YouTube today, please be sure to subscribe and like. We really appreciate that. We are live today on 22, I believe, or more. It's kind of hard to tell because we have vertical and horizontal channels.
I mean, we push the limits of multi-streaming. I'm always fascinated by that.
It is truly unbelievable. We have over 20 paired channels. Our whole team, again, is rebroadcasting our show today. So big thank you to all of you. Some hearts are going to fly your way because you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for pairing your channels and rebroadcasting it. That's also something you can do if you're using Restream Studio. You can invite your guests, collaborators, your teammates to add their channels and rebroadcast your events like we're doing right now. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're watching us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, or Facebook, one of those channels, still give us a like, give us a follow. We would really appreciate that. And that will allow you to never miss the next show. We're live every Wednesday, so thanks for hanging out with us today. Let's have a look at our chat. We have Twitch. Someone paired their Twitch. I love that.
That's great.
I love it. Yeah, that's absolutely excellent. So I'm going to call out a few folks here. So let us know, by the way, where in the world are you watching from? What kind of content you typically stream, so we can tailor some of the things that we are working on and some of the announcements to your use cases, if we can. So let us know what kind of content you stream, what industry, maybe any examples. Are you a music radio station, or maybe you're a marketer doing launches and product updates like we do here? Maybe you're primarily streaming gaming or news or anything else. And of course, where geographically. Always good to know. I'm going to call out a few comments here because it's really interesting. So Clabs Crap, great name. I always adore your creativity, guys. I literally stumbled upon this live 1 minute before it's going on air. Yeah, you did. And welcome to our show.
Club Scrap. Is that Club Scrap?
Club Scrap, yeah, hopefully. Because it's a tricky way how you break those letters, right? Right on time, says Nick. Very good to see you. Thank you, Grant. There's a paired comment at work right now, but I'll pull it up with my crew next stream. That is awesome. Good morning, good afternoon. Let's go. Restream, says Charts Fanatics Live. That's awesome. On YouTube.
Chart Fanatics Live. Yeah.
Done. Subscribe. Thank you so much. It means a lot for us. Every subscribe, every new like, and every new person in our community matters. I had some chili last night and I woke up. Okay. Turned into, okay, cool. Sloppy Joes. Good stuff. Fish Fam is always here. I love that you guys are always joining. This is so cool to feel appreciate it and see like people come back over and over again. This is just totally unbelieving.
Feels like you have like another friend group,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I love that.
Yeah.
Waiting for Danger Zone to turn up.
Oh, I'm sure. I actually looked up his channel yesterday because I was like, I really want to see, because I feel like, yeah, we see he joins all the time. So I found the channel, and now I know how he looks.
It's sports. It's sports football, right?
Yes, absolutely. So this, okay, so it's Club Scrap, and it's a paper crafting company in Wisconsin. I love that.
Way.
That is so
That's brilliant.
cool.
I'm going to check that out.
Cool.
I love that.
Well, let us know what you stream. Do you do like kind of like behind the scenes, do it yourself type stuff, or promotional stuff, announcements? Yeah, that's really cool.
I mean,
Alex,
second camera stuff there.
yeah, that like shows how the stuff is produced. Alex Bichok, our head of product, is joining in today saying, hi, we have a piece of information that you posted recently as our Twitter news updates today. So stay for that. Live trading as type of content you're streaming. This is really cool. We love that because a lot of recent updates, especially the updates that we did in the last 6 months, are very, very cool for this type of content. We have multiple screen shares now. We have opportunities to scroll and zoom as you screen share. So I'm sure you guys are enjoying all those things because there are a couple of things boiling in the background that we can't talk about that I think I've had a little play with recently that would be quite nice for that particular live stream. Yeah, it's very, very exciting. Nick is saying this is where when I switch sources, vertical and landscape all match up. Okay, yes, dual streaming when you have multiple, when you have horizontal and vertical stream at the same time, and you have two people, two guests, or some media. Yes, our vertical version adjusts, so you basically get like good look no matter what you do. That's awesome. Max is saying hello from Bulgaria. I believe this is our Max, the Max who is sending all the emails from Restream to you. So that's the guy. Good to see you there. Been using Restream to live stream my podcast for the last 2 years now. Love the platform. It makes it easy to do what we do. This is Life with Anime podcast. This is absolutely amazing to hear. My niece is like obsessed with anime, so I love that. Yeah,
I grew up watching a bit of anime. Definitely, I'm not less into it now, but now one of my kids is definitely into it.
Yeah, I think there's a specific age for that when it's like really appealing. Even though I watched all the Naruto episodes when I was 35 or 33. And had a blast. So maybe there's no age. Maybe it's just the mindset.
Yeah, I think one of the things we're going to touch on this. I think one of the things about anime is it's really about narrative and storytelling. They have these fantastic story arcs, and I think that's. We'll touch on this later, but what it looks like was only the sort of gateway. The actual narratives in them is what really resonates with people, and I think that those are stories that are. Appropriate and pervasive for all human, for all human existence.
Totally.
Like music, do you know what I mean? Like people often like, what kind of music do you like? If you don't say I like all kinds of music, then you are missing out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you. Definitely. Nice t-shirt, Anya. The Restream Sardines Camp, one of my favorites last year. Absolute blast and honor to be part of. You were part of it too, virtually. So
yeah. I'm confused by the name. I feel like there's something missed in translation. I don't know.
Sardines? Because Portugal. Because it was in Portugal and Lisbon, and sardines is like their main thing. There were also some references that in Restream office in Portugal, there's not a lot of space. And when all these people came in to do the hackathon and boot camp, it became Sardinish in the office. But it was more of an internal joke. Primarily, it was supposed to just reference Portugal as a destination. But yeah, that's pretty fun.
So it does translate then. It did.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant. It's absolutely.
I didn't know that was one of their exports, though, sardines. I love.
Yeah. Sardines is the main thing. Chicago here for gaming podcast. Really awesome. Very fun. Just starting. How are you? I have a question to ask on how many platforms can you record for free? So your recording starts as our standard plan, and how many platforms you go to doesn't matter because you get a recording on your Restream account, right? If you want to get local recordings, so basically record on local devices of you or your guests, you will need a professional plan. But how many platforms you live stream does not necessarily influence your recordings. So recordings in general, cloud recordings unlock on standard, and recordings locally on your devices for you and your guests is a pro plan.
Can I clarify what local recordings is there? Is
that absolutely.
The absolutely 100% clean version, like what your camera is outputting, it's sort of saved locally and then uploaded to the Restream servers so that you get that clean in the highest possible quality, rather than you getting the clean feed that's been through the Restream studio.
Yeah.
So while it's local, we call it local recording because it's difficult. There's a difficult naming convention there in that it's basically recorded locally and then uploaded. So it's not like standalone piece of software.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing about Restream. Can I just say, I use it every single week when doing the post-production on this show. Grant, who you'll see in the chat, and I do the cut down together. Grant does the main legwork. And the most incredible thing about it is he and I can both download the media. We can both start working on the show. We can share a project file in our editing software. And I don't need to send him files. He can download it. It's been such a game changer, and I wish I'd had it when I first started using Restream. It was one of those things I was banging onto you, Anya, about. Like,
it was one of our biggest releases of last year, and I'm still happy every day, like how the quality of our post-production and repurposed content went up like 10x, like it's dramatic change. So definitely,
really
if you're doing podcasts and then you're transitioning into any kind of best of short clips, anything like that, then that's a must-have, absolutely.
And it comes with it comes with XML files. So you drag that into your editor, and it just everything comes in, all aligned perfectly, so that you've got any screen shares and things like that. The only thing it doesn't bring is things that you may have uploaded, like any videos or any photos that you have uploaded. It will assume you already have. So why give those again?
Yeah.
Hello, you're moving us around. I love that. Nice.
I don't know. I mean, I think something.
I guess that's Becca, our producer, is like, you're on the wrong side. Oh, there we go.
Here we go. Yeah. So
anyway, sorry, I'm such a big fan.
No worries. No worries.
Well, because I do a lot of post-production, so anyone that's recording a podcast, it's an absolute must-have. And recording a podcast live, which is kind of what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Totally.
I had too much coffee.
Anya, are you from the Netherlands? I am not, but it's a good guess. It's a very common guess to locate me. So keep guessing. I'm gonna reveal this in the end of the stream, so you guys all stay Yep. Greetings from Berlin, Germany. Hi, that is also close to home. Very cool. I like to learn how to set up the vertical view settings within OBS using Restream. We do have a guide for you, and I'm sure Grant is going to share it in the chat. There is a video guide that talks about Restream plugin for OBS and how that would work. And Grant, if you can share, that would be awesome. It's very easy and also free, which is amazing.
OBS has done an update recently, so what that looks like since I made that video, it actually looks slightly different. They've changed the audio mix and things I was noticing the other day, but all the information still stands.
But the steps are still there. Maybe a little extra testing just to make sure. I like how you overlay the chat onto your video screen. I'm guessing that's a feature of the program. Yes, that is what you can do in Restream Studio. It's called Chat Overlay or Show Chat on Stream. You can actually do a lot of things with it. Let me demonstrate real quick how I can. I'm going to actually resize it just a little bit here and show you that.
Mark side bottom cross. Hello from the UK. Where in the UK?
Where in the UK? Charles must know. For reasons you will never guess, right? So
being from the Netherlands.
So basically, you can put it anywhere on the screen, and you can even make it a separate box. Like, I personally love showing it on top of everything, right? But you can separate it like this and basically dedicate like a special area for it. But I prefer to have it overlaid completely over the video. Hopefully not Charles' face, but that is how we do it. It is part of the Restream Studio features, and it is completely free. So check it out.
Can I just say, Nick Moses is saying that he... Can I bring this up? If I bring this up?
You can,
Here you go, look. He's saying, I edit my podcast each week using Premiere, as do I. And simply download the file, begin editing. Very easy to do. So if you're using local recordings, then you know exactly what I mean. And if you are using, Premiere professionally like that, then you know why I'm so delighted by this. Because it gives you options. It gives you So very frequently, so when someone doesn't, a lot of people don't want to be on a live show just in case they mess up. So in a previous role, we would record live so that all of the audience would get that live experience. We would then take that live show down and I would edit the podcast and the guest would say, I said this thing, I divulged this, I said that. And I would be like, no problem, we can take that out. We're not a gotcha kind of podcast. And so it means that you can actually go through and just, trim. And then the beauty of Restream is, of course, you could then play that out live as well with upload and stream. You play that podcast out live and make, you get a double dip on the live stream.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love this question. Do you have to set up Instagram and Telegram every time making your Restream? We do have a guide on how to connect Instagram to your Restream literally today. So just do not hang up. Stay with us for another maybe 15 minutes as we go through a few more chats, and then we will get to our main program. We'll probably skip a lot of our news today, or maybe we'll come back to them later, because I definitely want to make sure that we show our...
Captain Chatty over here can't stop talking. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Studio has been always getting great updates, great customer service. Thank you so much. This means the world to us. We have 24/7 live support with real humans in our chat for all our customers, free and paid. And that is something that we're very proud of. That's not a standard for tech companies these days. A lot of people will ask you to create a ticket, wait, email, things like that, or just delegate this whole process to AI. We don't. We have real streaming experts there ready to help you, onboard you, troubleshoot with you. So use it if you can. And definitely, whenever we hear this great feedback about our customer service and our technical support agents, it is music to my ears. I think those folks have absolutely, they're doing an amazing job and they are on the front lines. So they're our heroes. So thank you for your service, guys. You're the best. And thanks for sharing your feedback, because that makes it all make sense. If that sounds right, if that's even English, right? But thanks for answering my question. Wanted to know if Restream is working on a way to integrate YouTube Twitch alerts for subscribers, super chats, and gifted subs. We are definitely on the way. So browser source type integrations that allow you to basically receive all that information directly in Restream is something that we are actively working on. It is on our roadmap for 2026. It's not yet live, but we are working on that. So it's a great question. Thanks for asking.
And a lot of these things are API and platform specific.
Yeah.
We would give you everything, but these things need to be released by those platforms, just like the way that Instagram works.
Well, right, but the browser source.
The
browser source is more on us, because it's basically allowing you to connect any web page, anything on the internet, like bring it into Studio. So, but there are some technical intricacies there. It's a little bit easier to do when you're working with desktop applications such as OBS. That's why all those alerts are already there and have been there forever. But with browser-based, with Studio, it's a little bit trickier, because you basically have to bring something from browser into our browser-based Studio. So there are some details in there, but it is definitely our priority. It is on the roadmap, so stay tuned for that. Hello from Windy, England. It is there a way to adjust the camera in portrait mode? So you can't really move it if that's what you're asking. So you have to it will automatically adjust the layout for you. You do have a few layouts that you can play with. For example, if you are watching us on mobile right now, I can show you how
you see how it's focusing on the center. So we will tend to frame our cameras centered, and then the mobile view will react dynamically to whatever you're putting on screen. So the camera's not.
Yeah, but so there are a few things you can do. So for example, you can kind of create a different shape there. So that helps a little bit. You can definitely change the position of people, but you can't really completely freehand design the cropping of your camera for vertical version. Not yet. All right, good stuff. I am going to show this I love Restream comment as our final one, and then we're going to go through a few updates that we recently shared. However, I did promise that I will show what Albichok, our head of product shared on Twitter. So I'll take this one real quick. So he was playing with this tool called Paper. And he did this little snapshot how you can basically clone almost any website in seconds and make edits to it. And this is how it looks if you play, if you show like the video where he's playing with it. So this is our homepage, right? Like Restream's website. And he basically got it into Paper, and now he can go and like he can edit things, he can change the lines, he can change the logos, he can add different things and buttons. So basically every element on the website, on the web page is editable. And I think in his tweet or post on X, proper say to say it, he says like this should be illegal. And I think this is an interesting conversation of what, I mean, on one hand, it is really unbelievable ability, right? Like that you can take any website that you can think of, you know, Apple, Google, whatever, and you can actually like play with those elements. But on the other hand, like it still means that you have to have an idea, you have to have a vision, right? Because you can't just copy and clone someone's website and benefit from that, because that's not going to work. So, yeah, I think it does show that the world is speeding up in terms of what you can do creatively, but it also is a great reminder that authenticity in creativity, you know, the 100%. Place that live streaming dominates is still is going to be more and more important. What do you think, 100%. Charles?
Yeah, so two things spring to mind on this. One, so for someone like myself, it's fabulous in that you could basically rip an entire website and then use those elements in order to help make videos. So you can bring those files into something like Figma and treat them and separate them into layers. Then I can bring that into After Effects and animate them. So it's a fabulous tool. It does have implications on just being able to rip off a website and create a scam clone. So trust and audience connection. If people like, who are you going to buy crypto from? Like, there are going to be certain creators that you'll be like, I don't know if I trust this person in order to buy some crypto, you know. But then there will be other creators that if they were to say, hey, would you want this crypto? You'd be like, oh, actually, if this person's involved in it, this might be legit. And this could be just that small step into, you know, that gateway to gaining your trust. So you need to make sure that you are consistent in the way that you are speaking with your audience, and that you are letting them know where you are, what platforms you're on, and how they can find you, and you know, maintain something that is very, you know, you have a tone about you so that you can't be replicated, and so that you have your own unique sort of standing in a community, and therefore people will sniff out anything that's fake. The other thing is, again, this is just a tool. You know, it's a tool like any other. If you are a creative, then that will shine through. So it doesn't worry me too much, but yeah, you know, I don't know if this particular thing doesn't infringe upon what it is that I do. Not so much.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really interesting. And yeah, I mean, there's so many tools that are popping up all the time. I was playing with Claude's coworker yesterday and blew my mind. Probably a topic for another time. But yeah, I was just kind of like, wow, I can't believe this thing is allowed to do these things. But yeah. So we want to start.
I was going to say just one last point is that speed is becoming a weapon now.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, these tools allowing you to move much, much quicker. And so that's going to have to be part of what you're doing, and live streaming is a perfect way. If you have a weekly podcast, that's great, but if you're going live daily or weekly and there's news, you can fit into that news cycle very quickly. If there's a release of a product or whatever, I think that speed is also, speed isn't only about the news now. Speed is also about all areas
building, creating, producing
of entertainment. Right.
The world is speeding up, that's for sure.
You know, you can log on to onto a streaming service and you get the entire series that you can binge rather than having to wait each week. You know what I mean? Like, I think people are becoming increasingly expectant of things being immediate.
So on to our updates. Please continue sharing your questions and asking things. We will come back and respond to a few questions. I can see questions about AI clips and how they're different from the competitors. We will definitely take those, as well as about the one about SRT protocol into Studio. But just to make sure that we share the very, very cool updates that we've done today, we are going to first show you the improved dual format streaming. So we did change a little bit the flow, and we think we made it much better. So we reduced a few clicks, and now when you stream on horizontal and vertical platforms at the same time, it is a little bit more intuitive and a little bit more user-friendly. This is rolling out as we speak. So some of you might already have this version. Some of you might be getting that within the next week. But for those who are completely new to dual format streaming, Restream allows you to go in landscape or horizontal mode to some channels, such as LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, for example. And the same exact stream will go in vertical mode to platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and many others. You can basically choose the orientation per platform, or you can go in two orientations on the same channel, which is what we're doing right now. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can find a vertical and a horizontal version of this same stream. So this is how.
Make one point.
Yeah,
I think for me, these changes represent how the landscape of streaming is changing. That vertical and horizontal isn't a choice; it's sort of the default. We sort of touched on that last week, but I think that this is a sort of a Restream's reaction to actually this should be the default. It should be much easier rather than people having to choose which one or maybe both. It's pretty obvious that it's expected now that it will be both.
Let's see this default in action.
Dual streaming just got even easier. So a quick update, we've been dual streaming from the studio for a while now, and the team decided to make it even simpler. Now you won't see this little orientation selector anymore because, well, you don't need it. So as you can see, you automatically get vertical and horizontal previews, and just click on add channels to, add channels. And then you can choose which platforms get which orientation. Then go live just as usual, and the guests and the layouts will, of course, adjust automatically. And whether you are streaming to both or only one orientation, you can hide and bring back each preview. I'm going to link to the other tutorials down below because there's still more detail in there, and let us know what you think. Cheers.
Good stuff. So yeah, basically to sum this up, the major change is that you used to have a button that would basically tell you how to choose the orientation. Now you by default get both, and you can kind of play with previews, minimize them or maximize them. But by default, the moment you enter into Restream Studio, you immediately see those two versions, and then you can assign channels to them, which we encourage you to do because as we showed in our last show on analytics, we did have a lot of new views and like massive growth on the vertical channels from vertical feeds. So we literally tested on our own channels, and we encourage and inspire you to do the same. Good stuff. Now on to the Instagram questions. And I know you guys are continuing to add questions. I can see our producer Becca is saying lots and lots of questions today. I promise after we show you a few more updates, we will take your questions because this is a Q&A and your questions, feedback, and points are the most important thing of the show. But we do want to update you on how to stream on Instagram while we're on this topic of multi-streaming in vertical and horizontal. For the longest time, when Instagram first launched, the integration with third-party platforms to go live onto Instagram other than through the app. It was quite difficult, and I was personally hesitant, and I didn't really go live on Instagram for Restream for a long time. But since we started this regular show and since we launched dual output, it became a thing that I do all the time. So you can see if you scan, I need Charles's hand to do that. Scan this QR code or simply find Restreamio on Instagram. You will see us live there right now.
I can scan it myself.
Yeah, you can scan it. I think it first takes you to the browser, but then you can transition to the app from there. And you can see us live there. You can see how the vertical format actually adjusts our layout, which is super cool. There are a few extra steps with Instagram. It's not as simple as just toggle, like it would work for other channels like YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and X, and LinkedIn. But trust me, it's so worth it. And Charles prepared a very cool guide to help you out and walk you through all the steps.
Almost 80% of interactions on Instagram come from people who don't follow you yet. And going live is one of the fastest ways to grow and get discovered there. The catch is that they don't make live streaming very easy. But you know who does? Restream makes it easy to multi-stream on Instagram. There are a couple of hoops that Instagram will make you jump through before you can start live streaming. You need at least 1,000 followers and to have a professional account, which in your Instagram account settings is just a few checkboxes and choices. With that taken care of, let's go live. On a computer, use a web browser to log in to Instagram and click Create, then Live Video. Give your stream a title, and set your audience and then copy the stream key. Important, don't close this page while streaming. It will end the stream. So in another tab, head to the Restream Studio, go to Channels, add Instagram and enter your Insta username, and then paste in that stream key. That stream key is a one-time use only. Every time you go live or if you close that Instagram page, you're gonna need to get a fresh one. Now, when you're ready, go live on Restream. All your other channels will connect and go live, but you will now need to head to that Instagram page where after a pause, a preview will appear, where you can then hit go live. Having a couple of minutes countdown at the beginning of every live stream will give you the time for setting this up. And when you're wrapping up at the end of the stream, end it on Instagram first before ending in the Restream Studio. This stops Instagram from showing like a frozen screen, thinking that it needs to keep trying to connect to Restream. Look, we know this is kind of quirky, and honestly, we really wish it wasn't. Maybe if enough creators reached out to Instagram, they'd smooth out this process for everyone. Anyway, I'll link the help center below, and if you found this helpful, give us a like and subscribe, because that really helps me. Cheers.
I love this. There have been a few videos where it's becoming all about you, Charles, as I noticed. The other one also has a nice hook about you. But yeah, so I just actually went to our Instagram tab. You'll find out. Yeah, I was just looking at the Instagram chat and I posted a few comments from Restream page there as well. So it's not as easy as interacting with chat directly in studio. You have to transition between two tabs, but it is totally possible. If like chat is super important, you can actually jump between the tabs. Or a lot of times if it's just basically the content that goes out, you know, it's so much better to still capture that audience there. I cannot tell exactly how many people are watching right now, but I see like dozens and dozens of comments. So I see even Not Phil Sledge is saying hello from Instagram. There are a few comments there. People are watching on both countdown scenes. Yeah, like so I see the comments. I can see you guys. You know, I love Restream, so it's like really cool to see folks on Instagram and they're all getting this message. So
I think the way that I look at this,
yeah.
I'm sorry. The way that I look at this, it's a little bit like how it used to be with OBS, where you had to just copy the stream key and paste it in, and it was an RTMP feed, and you know, it's a little bit archaic, but it works very well. It's easy to do. It just seems complicated.
Yeah, totally.
It's just having to do it every time. The stream keys. It's safer that your stream key is one-time use, you know, because I showed it in the video. Mm-hmm. That stream key is gone now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't use it. So.
Yeah, I would say it is definitely, you have to form that habit, because I would say the most difficult thing is that this whole like setup process needs to happen not earlier than 4 hours before you go live, preferably less, because the stream keys expire very quickly. So if you're going to go live for like 2 hours, it's probably better if you grab that stream key approximately like 2 hours before you go live, right? And then that allows you to make sure that it's going to be valid through your show. So it is a little bit kind of like, you know, you have to set some reminders. But once you get in the cadence of that, like I don't have issues with this anymore because I do it every time, and it just became part of my checklist, mental and physical. So
there you have a checklist. Good.
Checklist?
Good.
Yeah, totally.
Big checklist fan. Checklist manifesto crew.
Yeah, I can see your questions, guys. We are going to get into them in just a minute. There's one more update that is super important that I really want to share with you, and this is about our new video storage. So I'm just going to get us to this page real quick where we have this Instagram QR code. So if you want to see us on Instagram Live right now and actually see how this landscape layout transitions into vertical, you can do it by scanning the QR code. And in the meantime, we'll be transitioning into our new topic, which is our updated video storage. So video storage is where your videos, stream recordings after you're done streaming, video uploads that you upload in order to schedule streams to go live, or simple video clips like the one that I just showed you about Instagram, or the one that we're about to show you about video storage live, right? Like, so this is your library or your archive of videos, recordings, and short video replays that you are planning to showcase during the stream. So it existed for a long time, but we recently reimagined a lot of things about it. It became much more user-friendly. It became much easier and smoother and kind of like more ergonomic. There are a lot of different features that we've been collecting from you guys for many, many months, and now they are all live and available. So let's check out what's new with Restream Video Library or our video storage.
Clean, efficient, and dangerously fast. But enough about me. This is your new look Restream storage. A completely overhauled experience greets you in the Storage tab. It is now faster to find, manage, and repurpose your content, like the recordings of your past streams, the videos that you want to schedule to go live, or the uploads that you play whilst live in the studio, like demos or sponsorship ads. This isn't just a fresh coat of paint. This is a workflow upgrade. Sort by date, name, duration, or size. Hover over any thumbnail for a 5-second dynamic preview. Upload directly. Import from other online services. Download your uploads, which has genuinely saved me time sharing